Why are you laughing?
Get excited today.
It's a bright mood. Why people are bright? Oh, nice timing. Summer.
I truly am.
Why are you so happy?
Because I got accepted. Remember I told you I was applying for a Chevening Scholarship?
Cut.
Sometimes, gets like an when we supposed to fix a problem, I grew cold.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome to
our show. I'm Tshiamo.
And I'm Laone.
And
well, today's special because this year, for the first time this season, we have a guest. And in our usual locale. We're out and about.
That's why we're looking nice and different.
We're defaming.
We're out.
I've always wanted to use that word.
Defaming.
I don't know what it
Conversation for another day.
Hey. Anyway, we have a guest today. Our guest will introduce himself. Over to you, Bonnie.
Hello guys, thank you for having me. My name is Boniface or Bonnie, whichever you choose. I'm from the British High Commission. I'm the Communications and Political Officer, and under my portfolio there is the Chevening Scholarship.
Okay,
that's really nice.
Sounds interesting. Politics and communications
and Chevening.
And the Chevening Scholarship.
I remember sometime during the year, was it last year or this year? I remember on Tori you want to apply for it.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
What apply? Where the green was, I won't.
Have your friends ever?
I'm more than just applied, babes. I made it.
Have your friends ever? Guys,
can't keep count because I'm
better. Get better friends. Although he's going to be leaving me soon, so clearly.
So yeah.
So Bonnie, we're going to tell like more about the Chevening Scholarship. What is it and who funds it?
So basically, the Chevening Scholarship is funded by the Foreign Commonwealth Office, which is basically the UK government and its partners. So it's a 1 year fully funded masters. Basically, when you just need to pack your bags and just prepare your brain for the way we put that in masters. It's just fully funded.
But pack your bags, babes.
Pack your bags and leave.
It's okay. Up and gone.
Yes. Yes, he should just do it.
I'm actually counting down to when I leave.
It's really nice. I'm so jealous. I should do better. I'm going to apply one day.
You are lucky because we had a successful launch like on Tuesday. The scholarship officially opened on the 5th of August and it runs through 3 months and it's going to close on the 5th of November.
So that's a really long time.
Yeah, so you still have a bit of time to apply.
Yeah.
And also the reason why you are given time, I guess Laone will share his my Chevening journey to maybe expand on why you need a bit of time to work on the scholarship, because like we say, it's not any type of scholarship, it's more like a lifetime opportunity to enhance your professional growth, to also grow as an individual.
Oh, okay, so if you have a 3-month window, don't wait until a week before it closes to start applying.
Oh no, I wouldn't advise that.
The worst mistake you can do is wait till the last minute. When you actually do get into the application process, you will appreciate why there's a 3-month application period. Because first of all, there's a lot of work that goes into it. For me to have made a successful application, so Sandra, this is not my first time applying. This is actually my second time applying.
So don't give up, is the takeaway.
This is the first takeaway.
Yeah.
The second takeaway is do your homework. There's a lot of homework that needs to be done. Like for me, the first time I heard about the Chevening Scholarship was maybe 3-4 years ago. The first time I heard about it. And I think there was like a week for the scholarship. And I was actually reading about previous scholars who were coming back. So I read about the scholarship thing, and then I opened the website and looked through the application procedure. And I was just like, it's just a bunch of questions.
Yeah,
let me
answer.
Hey, let me attempt. At this time, it was just 5 days.
Literally.
And there's 5 questions. So I figured a question a day. No, that's not how it works.
Yes.
It really isn't. It was, I could not
can't
finish.
wing it.
I couldn't finish because I couldn't wing it. So, but it really did for me place the idea in my head, because I knew at that point that is what I wanted to do. I knew at some point I wanted to pursue a Chevening Scholarship.
That's a good lesson for me because things at the very last minute. I remember I attempted to apply for another scholarship and I did just that, and it just went sideways, obviously.
Well, not for me. Also, still, that wasn't the end of it. Like I'm saying, it was just it planted the seed, and I think from that point, because I had an idea of what the questions asked, I started to work in that direction. And when I finally reapplied the first time, which was 2 years ago, I think that's when I did my first application. I actually made it to interview stage. Interview stage is a big deal with Chevening.
So prepare.
So by that time, that means you are a semi-finalist. So already at that time, I remember when I went for my interview this time, they were interviewing 2% of all applicants.
Yes.
So that's a big deal, babe.
2%.
That's a big deal.
It is. I chose the University of York because of the university itself, obviously, and the program, but also about the city where it is. Because I'm going to be studying human rights, and York is one of, I think, it's the 7th human rights city in the world.
Oh.
So it's an actual city. So the whole life of the city itself is geared towards the achieving and promotion of human rights. And so these are things that you have to consider. How it compares a university, consider the city, consider the history, consider what you're going to learn other than Halilimo classing. Those are things that you consider, because also maybe you want to build a network and build a network then is more than just your classmates.
Yeah.
Networks are even people that you meet to go to Shopon, go to Klabung or whatever. So all of those things come together when you apply.
I feel like I'm learning a lot also. The takeaway, I think, for me is that you don't and you're told it's 3 months. I think maybe you should have started doing your homework a long time before, because this is something that you would have known you wanted to do for some time. Even as we speak now, I think there's no pressure in you applying tomorrow for this cycle, but you can start working on applying maybe next year.
That's actually a good advice, because sometimes if you apply for this cycle, you are not ready, or you're not sure what your passion is or what course you want to get into. So actually you can apply for, you have to be doing 3 simultaneous processes. You have to apply for universities, 3 universities, as Laone was saying, and actually it's an independent process, because you have to understand that the universities also, because of that prestige, because our Chevening scholars go to the best of the best universities. So it means that that requirement, the standard of getting into those universities is very high. So you have to understand that are you ready or are you going to be accepted? So you have to start the process as early as the scholarship opens. And also there is the English test, which is quite important. It's with the British Council. I'm from the British High Commission, and then we have the British Council, which administers the English test. And you also have to understand the English test on its own, since the British Council is the only center in Botswana.
Did you go through this?
Yeah.
You wrote the English test?
And really speaking of the English test, I'm also learning now, like Bonnie says, it's good. You have to understand the procedure you're applying for the scholarship is separate from the procedure for applying for university. So you also have to know, because like for example, the scholarship will say how we about the English proficiency test. You can take the IELTS, or you can take the TOEFL. The TOEFL. Or like there's an array of tests that you can take. Then what the scholarship will accept. But how you took these ones, but the university you're going to is specific. So for me, what I've learned is the IELTS, the TOEFL. Those are the 2 ones that are acceptable, much more universal.
Do they expire over time? Do you have to renew?
Likely enough, they expire after 2 years, and also sometimes because there is a price attached, which people can consult with the British Council. It lasts for 2 years, and lately, because we live in a global environment, you can use the test for jobs or for potential scholarship, even in the UK, even if it's not the Chevening Scholarship. And also the third part, you have to do the university, you have to do the test. And then also the essays are quite a key component of the scholarship. As you were saying, you have to, it has to be really well thought out. You have to fill them with lots and lots of examples. That means you have to sit down and ask yourself, what have I been doing personally? What have I been doing in relation to what I want to study?
So that's another thing. You really have to do your homework, especially when the essays. You have to give examples from your work, where the work that you have done, and like Boniface was saying, it is how the professional experience, how the way where you were 9 to 5ing, but also if you're I don't know what. If maybe let's say you're pursuing a master's in history preservation and you've been organizing events, and you've been organizing events with the room or with your friends, you read the poetry session, exploring whatnot. These things document and then remember these and put them in as your example.
I like that it doesn't really discriminate what kind of work you've been doing. As long as does it have to tie to what you're applying to, or it's just it has to just be work.
I don't know. I think
it's about, for example, he's doing human rights. Human rights is quite a wide field. For example, what field in human rights is he passionate about? Is it LGBTI rights? Maybe he has been, it has been monumental, the decrim case in Botswana. Maybe he has been doing research towards that case. That counts in the hours, because the way we calculate the experience, there's a formula on the website that automatically counts the hours. So that means he can be doing research for 20 hours. He inputs that. Maybe he organized an event towards LGBTI rights. How many hours did he spend towards? He adds that. Maybe even in his church, he's been a champion of some sort of rights. He also counters in. So you can see that you would put your formal experience and informal experience.
So it doesn't have to be documented experience. You're not gonna ask for proof to say what they show us.
I wouldn't say there's.
I'm not encouraging people to lie.
Yes, of course.
No, part of the application process is you also have to identify referees.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So these are the people who will back up your story.
So if I tutored a child, who's gonna be my referee? The mother of the child or the teachers, or? Because it's informal, but it's like
probably it's the mother,
probably the parents, but also the teachers should also be able to back up your work.
Oh, okay.
That's like if you're tutoring 1 hour, you should see the results.
Yes. Also, it's critical of whom you choose as your referees or your references. Are they people who are related to the course you are applying for? Or also, you have to be careful, because we do quite a lot of things on general, but also the thing that is quite important when applying, you have to be quite specific and give lots of examples. You don't have to be all over the place. So, because essentially, if you are talking about human rights, we want to, because the beauty of the scholarship is that everyone applies globally into the central system. And so you have to be able to wow people.
You have to be competitive.
You have to be competitive, because remember, you are applying with global scholars. So don't come with the mentality that because it is administered through the British High Commission Gaborone, you are only competing with Botswana. You are competing with the world.
Oh, okay.
It's actually quite intimidating.
It is intimidating when you say that, but it's also amazing that my friend here was able to go through all of those hurdles, and now we are here. I'm so proud of you, my friend. I'm so proud. That explains the glow. I mean,
probably why we are glow.
So when you, earlier when we started, you mentioned collaborating with a social media. I know I've seen it around, and it's quite impressive. So I want to know what that collaboration is really all about, and how a person at home who might be watching this and who might be interested can leverage from that collaboration to advance their application.
I think in Sambro at the High Commission we are always passionate because we also do projects. We have done projects in LGBTI work. We have done projects in climate change. So we are always keen to collaborate with different people from different walks of life in Botswana. So it was befitting because the Employment-led BW is a youth-led movement, and also I think the scholarship is an opportunity for people because we know the unemployment rate. There are people who are experienced, who are changing their community while they're waiting for that job. Maybe the Chevening Scholarship is the platform that they can use to further up their career or to enhance whatever field that they are. That's why we collaborated with the initiative, because we felt that also it has a wider reach of people as we talk about understanding the dynamics or the area of Botswana, so that everybody has access to the scholarship, not only people who are in the city.
Through the movement.
Through the movement.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. So for someone who might want like more information, they could find that from the movement or from where else, like social media? Or...
Yeah, our social media platforms on Facebook and Twitter are UK in Botswana. So people can go there where we'll be sharing our current cohort 2019-20 journey, so that they can inspire Botswana at home. Maybe somebody might be identifying with Laone as a human rights activist, about how they can apply for the scholarship. So UK in Botswana on Facebook and Twitter, or they can just directly go to www.chevening.org to learn more about the scholarship.
I think we'll link all of these
We'll put all of
the
these
description.
we will.
Yeah. So can people look for you personally on social media to ask you these things, or?
I think that's inappropriate.
I'm just asking. Some people are open to say, "Oh, you wanna know? Okay, go." You know.
I think the beauty of the Chevening website, not that I work for the High Commission.
Don't contact him. In short. Okay, but go to those links.
I think honestly the beauty of the website, actually we're talking about university. It's like a search engine. In the search that you go to the website to identify universities that partner with the Chevening. For example, if you are in human rights, there's a search in which you can narrow it down to human rights, and they show you the university in human rights. They can actually show you all the links and all the steps. So in that way, instead of I keep saying that instead of people wasting time having to ask a lot of questions, they should directly go to the website, and then when they have begun that application, that's when they're going to need advice from people like Laone, probably if they want to study human rights, or also our alumni. They have a page on Facebook and Twitter, Chevening Alumni Association of Botswana. Some of them are always happy to mentor people through the journey.
Speaking of alumni, I saw one of them. I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop, but I saw Julie Goss.
Yes.
It's one of my personal favorites for a long time. So I saw her Chevening journey on multiple social media platforms, and it seems to me as if whilst you're on the during the year of studying, you also have to not be like an island. You have to network, maybe immerse yourself. I don't know if to say the British culture or just do social projects, I guess. So
that's a big part of the scholarship. Like it starts hella from the application. There's a question, networking, and I don't remember the specific question, but the way it basically asks of you is, what is your plan to build your network once you're in the UK?
Yes.
So it demands that of you. You start building your network. Not for me, even getting to the stage of applying is honestly a result of my network. Because like I said, I first knew about the scholarship a few years ago. I tried then to even submit. Then after that, it took a while.
I can relate.
It took a while, and then when I finally did, then it took somebody else saying, "Laone, I think you have the potential." It took two alumni that I met during my work, in that network space, and they're like, "Laone, you really should apply for this," and they helped me apply the first time I applied, and then I made it to interview stage. It took also now meeting more members of the alumni to prepare myself for the interview, and then succeeding, and now I'm a recipient of the scholarship. And then once you're there, it still requires you to network with people in your field of study, people in the career path that you want to build. And because these are the people that you're going to need to build that global movement and space and impact that you want to achieve. It's because, like I keep saying, it's not like, wow, UK, and then come back.
And then you're done.
So you are now tapping into a global network. So you need to start building. Again, I always, when you come into a partnership, you should bring your own. So it's about going to the UK and building that your own. You know what you can bring into the alumni.
What I like about this whole thing, I mean, you're inspiring me right now. I feel so inspired. But like what I'm taking away is that the work begins before. Like you have to want it enough, and then you have to start working on it before, and get out of your shell. Basically, network, go out there, attend things, and you know, do things. Like, don't just stay home. And
I've been like, first of all, when I started to know different alumni, I'd attend events and I'd walk up to people.
Invite me.
When you're at
I'm interested. I will come.
You don't have one little event or something. Tshiamo MC, the main speaker. What about introduce you? So this is Tshiamo. She's ABCD in her life, and then she's a Chevening alumni. When the hell I take myself for that means before I go home, I'm going to speak to Tshiamo and let her know that I want to apply for this scholarship.
Oh, so that they can give you tips and
because honestly, and I still believe in that. Even if I don't get Tshiamo's number, and the thing is, what I've also learned about Botswana, we get intimidated by spaces where there are a lot of people. So contact them privately. Don't waste your time. Attend. Laone, and I want to apply for this scholarship. What tips do you have? Yeah, I don't want to take a lot of your time. Research. That's it. That's all you need.
How lucky am I though that I have these two guys to tell me all of these?
And it's quite important that also the networking as is trained, because we have one of our alumni, Eunice Hannah. She's based in Francistown, away from Gaps. She studied in the University of Glasgow. She's into solar energy. It is through the Chevening Scholarship that now she has partnered with UK universities and companies. She has a social enterprise of her own. Last year, she launched, or rather, she worked on a project that installed solar panels in Jamataga. You have to understand that Jamataga is what we call off the grid.
So I've never heard of it.
Yeah, see, so that means they're going to they have solar energy now because of her links with the UK during her Chevening Scholarship. So you can see that the networking, then if you use it to your advantage, it just extends. Now the project has even grown bigger. They're going to expand the project just out of her Chevening Scholarship.
Game changing.
It's
amazing.
Game changing, really.
It's amazing. Alright, Bonnie. Do you have any?
I don't have any questions.
But yeah, my one question is, you said that the applications are open for now. When did they open and when do they close?
The application opened on the 5th of August. They're going to close on the 5th of November. So
2019.
2019.
So you have 3 months.
Roughly around 3 months.
But you are late. Like you should have already started working on this. But don't fret. No, I'm not. I'm doing my homework. I'm not planning on applying this year.
Okay.
I will apply, but not this year because I still need homework to do. Like you guys have just given me tips, so now I know better. I'm not ready.
That's one of the tips go on more. But if you ask, like immediately when you see this, go on the Chevening website. Just go through the application process. Even if you, when you will find out when you're ready. If you're not ready, it's fine. Now you know.
Now I know.
Okay. When you know better, you do better. Like when you always say.
Yes.
Alright. No, thank you, Bonnie, for being on our show. It's been insightful.
So much for coming.
Thank you very much. It was lovely being here.
And I'm just beaming.
Thanks for the coffee.
I'm just beaming. Cheek to cheek, because my friend here is doing amazing things and is gonna continue doing amazing things. So I'm so proud of you, babe.
Thank you, babe.
I really am.
Yeah, there's a lot of pleasure.
I'm inspired.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure.
I don't care. I'm inspired. It doesn't take away the inspiration. So yeah, if you have any questions, I think you can comment.
We'll put the links up on the page. And please like, share, comment. Also, another thing, we're coming to the end of our season soon. Next season, our show is moving to a different home. So just because I'm going away doesn't mean I'll be away, okay?
Also, applications for a new co-host. Open. So if you want to join me because someone decided this is too little for them, they want to do big things. So yeah, it starts here though, so you can come.
Bye guys.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.
Baby, I'm in too deep, I'm dying. I can't breathe. I